Hi, my name is Anya LaFlame, owner, operator, landscape artist, and designer of Anya's Artscapes and Gardens. So today we're going to plant tulips and daffodils. This is called a root slayer. His name's Rudy. He's really cool, has jagged edges on the side, and can really get down into the dirt. And it's ergonomically correct, so you just bring that heel down, push it in. Again, bring that heel down, push it in. Then you loosen it, and make sure you use your back, your knees, your legs, squatting, and then you squat with it, lift it, use your bicep, tricep, then toss. Now before you plant anything, you really want to do a soil test. So as you can see, we now have Peter the pitchfork, and he's going in. Heel again, loosen up, squat. Okay, you don't want to do this. This is going to hurt your knees. So squat, lift, till. Tilling the soil. And honestly, I love to get my hands in that dirt, where it actually does boost your immune system. They've done studies on children that play in the dirt compared to kids that stay inside all day, video games, tablet. Books are great though. Make sure that child has a book. Now these have to be planted about 3 to 4 inches deep. So as you can see, this is about 3 to 4 inches. You're going to, what I did overnight was soak these in warm water so the water can get into the root system, into the bulb. So this is actually called an allium. This is an onion plant. This was last year's bulb of the year in Massachusetts. And what it is, it's like a chive. It's a green stem that comes up, then this gorgeous big cluster, big ball of purple, and it lasts from spring until fall, and it is stunning. Hairs down. Gonna press it. Make sure it's nice and tucked in there, and just boom. That's it. Now, problem here though, we have wildlife. Squirrels love it. However, I use sometimes chicken wire. You cut it up, you just wrap it around about this big, and the bulb's inside. Then that way, when they try to get to it, they can't get to it. Blood meal is actually a very good thing. Fitchburg's finest flower. Here we go. Stay tuned.
Hi folks, to the city of Fitchburg and all our wonderful people. First of all, I want to thank FATV for giving me this opportunity to wish you all Merry Christmas and an overall happy holiday. Certainly from the DiNatale family, Joanne and I, my son Marcus, my daughter Alexandra, and their spouses, and my grandkids, John and Rena. We have a great deal to be thankful for, and every year I hope that you'll see how fortunate we all are to be living in the greatest country in the world, where celebrating Christmas means so much more than it does in other places. But we are thankful to have this opportunity to share our time, our Christmas time and holiday time, with family and loved ones. So once again, from the DiNatale family to your family, a Merry Christmas and a Happy Holiday.
And this winter, just north of Main Street, Newview Communities and others involved in the project, affectionately known as the B.F. Brown School and Artist Loft Housing, soon to be the newest on the North of Main project ahead. us out. Once again, the mayor's office work never stops. Double duty today here, Mr. Mayor. It looks like you have a guest and, of course, the First Lady of Fitchburg joining us today, Joanne. This is persistence all the way through. This project, even with its setbacks, goes on today.
This is an example of the phoenix rising from the ashes, and that's what this is. And you know, there was a moment there back in September where you know, this all became questionable, and but you know, there was a resolve from this administration, along with Mark Doan and his staff, and Nick Capasso at the Art Museum, that we weren't going to let this fail, and we still got a road to go here, distance to go, but this is going to happen. This is going to be a reality, and I mean, we're looking at the trust being lifted up, the first step. And I talked to Mark more than once about getting this buttoned up before another winter. So it looks as though we're going to achieve that. So we're thrilled about it.
It's great to be here today. Didn't always know we were going to make it. So thank you very much. It's great to have partners like the Fitchburg Art Museum. And I got to tell you, the city of Fitchburg has been the lead partner for Reimagine North of Main, and Mayor DiNatale has been an advocate for North of Main neighborhood since he became mayor. Thanks to his leadership and the unanimous support of the Fitchburg City Council, Newview was able to purchase the B.F. Brown building in July, and today we're putting a roof on. It's before the end of the year, Mayor, just like we promised. So it's my pleasure now to introduce Representative Nikki Tsongas. So she has been a huge supporter of arts and culture and for neighborhoods like North of Main since she has been in Congress. One of the first things that she did in North of Main was just down the street from here on Pritchard Street at a ribbon cutting for 7 new apartments across from the police station. And when we first conceived of the Fitchburg arts community, she was instrumental in showing us how arts and culture can improve a neighborhood.
Well, thank you, Mark, and thank you for that nice recognition. It's really been my honor to represent the city of Fitchburg. I really do, coming from Lowell, Massachusetts, coming there as a very young woman when I first met my husband, as we were both still in college. Well, he was finishing graduate school, I was in college. I first came to Lowell in the summer of 1967. I am a product of the Air Force. I'd grown up all over this country and the world. I went to high school in Tokyo, Japan, came to Massachusetts to go to college, and through a college classmate met Paul. And Paul invited me to Lowell, and we came into that city on a hot summer's day. The sky had this kind of little bit of yellow, and as we all know what happens on those hot days when it's pretty muggy. And I got off the train and I thought, I'm going to make my life here. I had never been in an old post-industrial city. It just wasn't part of my life experience. But Massachusetts and the city of Lowell became my hometown, the only one I ever really knew, I've ever really known, and it engendered in me a deep affection for these cities that have this great history, but in a post-industrial era have really had to struggle and yet have such pride and sense of place that creates this very determined character. I say, as I've represented this district, which is home to about 37, it's home to 37 cities and towns, that you can cross an invisible line and know you've gone from one place to the other. I mean, our sense of place is so strong. I think it makes us very unique as a part of this country. And especially it's been my honor to be able to represent a district that is so diverse in every way, home to so much history of such deep variety.
Next up, I'd like to ask State Senator Dean Tran. Senator Tran knows this project very well. 1 week after he was elected, he was already working on this project, helping us to secure a state historic tax credit for the project for the Fitchburg arts community. So, Senator Tran.
1986 to 1989. Those were the years that I attended this middle school. I'm a class of '89. So I'm a very proud B.F. Brown rebel. Are there any rebels in this room? Wow. That's great. I also want to give a shout out to my, my teacher. I think I saw one, Mr. Tolos. Are there any other teachers? Thank you. Mayor Hurley, too, thank you very much for your service. You know, this project here is incredible. It's a testament to what people can achieve by working together, from the city council to the mayor's office, to the leaders of this community, to the state delegation, as well as Congresswoman Nikki Tsongas. This is what we can achieve in the city of Fitchburg, and we can achieve more if we work together. And you know, I'm very proud of the fact that I was able to work on this project as a city councilor and as a state senator, shepherding some of the paperwork through the pipeline. And that's what we can do in this city. We can move the city forward by having everybody working together. And I just want to conclude by saying and giving a very deserving thank you, a very special thank you to Mark Doan, who is an incredible he is an incredible contributor to not just the city of Fitchburg, but all the cities and towns in my district in helping them with their projects and moving the whole entire district. So from the bottom of my heart, Mark, you know my office doors are always open for you, and I want to say thank you very much.
Our City News updating you on the incident at 35 Winoosknock Road earlier this week, where Wanda Liz Gonzalez, 33 of 35 Winoosknock Road, has been charged with domestic assault and battery with a dangerous weapon. Her dangerousness hearing moved ahead to the 14th of November now. District Attorney Office Joe Early reporting. This incident, of course, left behind Jennifer Navarez-Colon, who succumbed to her injuries in this stabbing and left 3 children without a mom. Here in Fitchburg at Fitchburg District Court, Glenn Foster, Our City News. And with Decision 2018 out of the way, this is what our Honorable Mayor, Stephen DiNatale, had to say.
You know, we have got the continuity that exists here in the city of Fitchburg is remarkable. It's unusual as well. Dean Tran, Stephen Hay, we've been working in public service combined probably over 30 years. And that's a real comforting feeling. So what happened last night was predicted. I mean, I was not surprised by it all. I was pleased with it. And it positions us now for at least another 2 years to start working on the issues that we all drive toward, and that's improving people's lives in Fitchburg. So I'm looking forward to the next 2 years, certainly.
And we caught up with somebody locally who voted just yesterday.
I think there's a big turnaround for Fitchburg. I see so much prosperity and hope. Yeah? And you can always change your life no matter how old you are, no matter what color you are, no matter what size, no matter what you like to do for work. Yeah, very proud.
And stay with us here at Fitchburg Access Television on all local election coverage.
Years ago, we had a bill filed to make the spring peeper the state amphibian. And each time it's filed, it gets so far, and then nothing happens. There isn't a vote taken on it. In the past, there have been other things that school children have put forward, and they have become state things, such as the ladybug. That was a school in Gardner. That's the state bug. The state cat, the tabby cat, years ago when St. Joseph's School was open, those school children brought that forward. And we've tried with this. The students that originally came up with this idea, I had in 2nd grade, and they are now in 8th or 9th grade. My goal is to have this pass before they graduate, before I retire. And I'm just asking for the support of everyone. We talk about parties. This is one way that our local elected officials can show us that they can come together on something.
And with me, of course, Our City News covers the political education today at Crocker Field. Mr. Mayor, this was an excellent event. Tell us more about this.
You know, this is Deb Jeffries has been spearheading this. This is the 31st year that we've had this event here at Crocker School, and you know, it's just become you know, something that everyone looks forward to every year. Certainly the political individuals that are involved, but just, you know, instilling that spirit in these young people that this is the greatest democracy, the greatest country in the world, and this is a demonstration of how important it is to vote. And that's why I said to the young people today, I said, when you go home tonight, make sure you ask your folks if they vote, if they're going to be voting tomorrow. And if they have to get out and vote and really impress upon them.
Fitchburg Public Schools leads the way in so many different ways. You've got to be proud of your administration and what they're doing.
This is a great school. Crocker's always been one of our gems in the crown, as you could say. And with all the challenges we have, there's no other school system that does a better job in delivering for the young folks of the city of Fitchburg. So we're very, very appreciative of that and thankful.
Opening the week to vote, Honorable Mayor Steve DiNatale, thank you. Our City News continues. So in studio, here at Studio B, Fitchburg Access Television, with me, renowned Sally Cragen from the Fitchburg School Committee. The Mass Association of School Committees sent you a notice which was a little bit more personal than most.
Yes, indeed. I received a really wonderful letter from Beverly Hugo, the president, announcing that I will be given in November the Massachusetts Association of School Committees Public Service Award for 2019.
Incredible honor, but probably no surprise to most of us in the community that know how committed you've been to Fitchburg and how committed you've been to educating our young people.
I've been on the school committee for 11 years. My mother, Janet Cragen, was a longtime educator and theater person at Stratton Players, so this is what I do.
I think one of the things we admire most is you're not afraid to try something that may be considered either unconventional or untried, and I think your successes have led to people saying, wow, there's really something to this.
Well, I'm really proud of a lot of what I get to do, and I want to introduce Mr. Waffles. Mr. Waffles is here.
Wonderful.
He's been on Barbara's show, and he's been on Discussing Fitchburg, and he is one of the ambassadors for Be Positive, Therapy, Pets, and Community Education. And what we've done in the last 3 years is bring Therapy Pets to Fitchburg Public School classrooms, work with children so that they can improve their reading, they can improve their comprehension, and we are now the leading school district in Massachusetts for pet therapy.
So many great things happening in our city. Our City News continues. Thank you so much for being on today, Sally Cragen, and we're sure to see more of Sally's work in the future right here. Our City News travels to the gazebo right here in the Upper Common. With me, Joan David and Bill McSheehy. We are tree lighting. 'Tis the season to be merry 2018 Fitchburg. Joan, tell us more.
Well, on December 1st, we're going to light the trees in the Upper Common and many shrubs, and Main Street's going to look beautiful. Everyone's going to be amazed at what we're going to do this year.
Now, every year we do give, and of course there's a committee that puts this together every year. Tell us a little bit how folks can contribute.
Well, they can write out a check to make it to Pride and send it to P.O. Box
1653, And on the check, make out the check to Pride, but put in the memo, decorating Main Street.
So on the 1st, the Senior Center on Wallace Ave will open at 3:30, and families and children can come in and decorate an ornament and write to Santa Claus. We're going to have our Santa Claus mailbox right across the street in front of the post office. And then from there at 5:30, we'll go over to the Monument Park, and Fitchburg High School band and chorus will be there playing music, and we'll sing along and wait for Santa to come down Main Street on the fire engine. And
Then we come up to the Upper Common.
yeah.
And around 6 o'clock, just around 6 o'clock, we will light up the Upper Common. And this year we actually have a big surprise. It's going to be a little different than it usually is.
Unveiling a big surprise, no doubt. And of course, this really kicks off the season for our city.
It sure does, and a lot of good things happening in the city. And on the same day, the Historical Society is having their house tours. That is, Bill can talk about that. He's the leader of that.
Yeah, the house tours are the same day, always the first weekend of December, and it's from 11 to 4. You can get tickets at City Hall, Historical Society, Slattery's, Windmill Florist, DeBonis and Davin, Mill number 3. So it's pretty much an all-day event. Starts at 11, gets over at around 6:30 at night.
Santa comes to town, the tree lighting and historical house tours right here in our city, the city of Fitchburg.